Some are calling it the greatest football weekend of all time.
McPherson trying to kick the Bengals into the AFC Championship. He's got it! Cincinnati wins!
And the Rams are in position with 4 seconds remaining. Hits it. It is good!
Moments etched in history.
And it is goal! Has kicked the 49ers to victory. Let's go!
And the game that will define a generation.
Josh fires to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Are you kidding me? 13 seconds remaining. It'll take a miracle now for Kansas City, but it's not over yet. The kick is good. It's going to overtime for the win. He caught it. Chiefs to the championship game. Gosh, I can't believe we just saw.
This was the greatest playoff game that I've ever seen.
It was the perfect script. But that was then. This is now.
The Rams are blowing it open.
Championship Sunday. 4 teams collide for a trip to Super Bowl 56.
For a record 4th consecutive year, it's Championship Sunday here in Arrowhead Stadium. Hey, folks, it is a beautiful day in Kansas City, Missouri. 42 degrees with very little wind. That we call perfect weather for football. And today, the hungry 4-seed Cincinnati Bengals look to continue their improbable run. They try to conquer the kings of the conference, the 2-seed Kansas City Chiefs. A 3rd straight Super Bowl appearance is at stake for the Chiefs, while the Bengals try to return to the biggest stage for the first time since when, Boone?
Oh, that would be 1988. And how about Patrick Mahomes? Welcome to Arrowhead Stadium, everyone. Home of the Patrick Mahomes Invitational. 4 straight AFC Championship games. He's on the road to eternal NFL greatness.
There's Joe Burrow. I actually call him Joe Brr because he is as cold as ice. Last time he faced his defense, he lit him up for over 400 yards.
That's Travis Kelce. Call him Mr. Clutch. He caught the game-winning walk-off touchdown for Patrick Mahomes last week. That brought him to the championship game.
There's Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals. In Week 17, he had 11 catches, 266 yards, 4 touchdowns. JB, he's good.
And hello, folks, and welcome to the NFL Today, presented by Ram Trucks. I'm James Brown, and thrilled to be joined by my accomplished colleagues. They've been on big stages before. 2-time Super Bowl champion. That would be Phil Simms. Need you say more than these 3 words? The Hall of Fame coach, Bill Cowher, the Emmy Award-winning and multi-talented Nate Burleson, and the former league MVP. Folks, behind that smile, he does have his game face on indeed. Hey, a Super Bowl trip to Hollywood is on the line, but not to worry. The stars are out in Kansas City today as well. We've got Joe Mixon, we've got Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow versus Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and the magician himself, Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. Here we are a week after the playoff game last week, JB, and everybody's still talking about Buffalo and Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, the last 2 minutes was absolutely outstanding. Look at the numbers he put up. He led Kansas City back to the win. But listen, he was good the whole game. His pocket movement during the game to buy extra time to throw was tremendous. Good decisions. Nobody open, don't worry. 7 rushes for 69 yards. Nate, he's a superstar.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow is a superstar in the making. And sometimes it's not the throws that he makes because we know he can make the big play. It's the throws that he doesn't take because he lives to play another down. Let's not forget, this is our NFL leader in completion percentage. And that combination with him and Chase, oh, they're fantastic.
Yeah, and you know what I worry about, guys? I worry about protecting Joe Burrow. 9 sacks last week. Jeffrey Simmons and Harold Landry were all over them. How about Melvin Ingram last week against the Bills? Chris Jones inside the right side of the offensive line of the Cincinnati Bengals are going to have their hands full today, Coach.
Yeah, it's Kansas City Chiefs. They are 11-1 in their last 12 games, but that one loss was against the Cincinnati Bengals team 4 weeks ago. And why did the Cincinnati Bengals win? They did a great job of containing Travis Kelce, who had 5 catches. Tyreek Hill had 6 catches. They didn't have under 70 yards, no touchdowns. And now what happens? Adjustments will be made like a chess game, like a chess match begins.
Bill, you would think there would be just a little bit of nerves, not for that guy there, Patrick Mahomes, but certainly when you think about Dak Taylor as he prepares for the biggest game of his short career. And earlier today, our own Evan Washburn caught up with the Bengals head coach.
Well, Coach, thanks as always for the time. Good to see you on this stage in this moment with a young team that obviously comes in here confident. How do you want them to approach the moment here this afternoon?
Well, we asked for their best 7 days of preparation since they've been Bengals, and they gave it to us. So we're loose, we're confident, we put in the work. Now we just got to go make more plays than they do.
You saw this team. You beat this team 4 weeks ago. You always do a nice job of laying out what needs to happen to win. So what does a game on the Bengals' terms look like this afternoon?
This is going to come down to somebody winning the game, not losing the game. Who's going to make the plays down the stretch? Who's going to be better situationally? So our guys understand that and are focused on that.
Zach, as always, appreciate the time. Good luck this afternoon. Enjoy it, man.
Thanks. We will. Thanks, Evan.
You know what, Evan? He will enjoy it. I went to a AFC Championship game in my third year, and you know what? You're almost more relaxed. They have won on the road. They've won 2 in a row, and they just won 4 weeks ago against this team. I'm telling you, they're coming here confident and loose.
I hear you loud and clear, Bill. All right, folks, it has been a fruitful year, to say the least, for Zach Taylor, and it looks like it could get even better this offseason. And for more on that and all the latest news from around the league, let's go to our NFL Today insider. That would be Jason Lockenford.
JB, the Bengals head coach is in line for a substantial contract extension before the start of the season. Zach Taylor has 2 years left on his initial deal, but ownership's thrilled with his work, I'm told, and a new contract's on tap. The Bengals have an explosive young core signed for years to come. They want this coaching staff secured as well. Tom Brady has yet to announce his intentions for 2022, but numerous sources close to the QB expect him to retire shortly. The Buccaneers front office is bracing for his formal departure, and many of Brady's teammates anticipate him bidding a farewell soon. And the Raiders working to finalize a deal to make Patriots coordinator Josh McDaniels their next head coach. He knows Brady pretty well too, Boom.
Does, and I tell you what, if Tom Brady does decide to retire, what a 22-year career he put up. And how about this young man, and already in his 5th season, 4 AFC Championship games and trying to get to a 3rd Super Bowl.
Coming up on the AFC Championship edition of the NFL Today. Last week, Patrick Mahomes was a miracle worker leading the Chiefs to a high-wire victory against the Bills. This week, he sat down with Tracy Wolfson to give his insight into the magical win.
He said, when it looks grim, be the Grim Reaper.
All season long, Jamar Chase has been sliming some of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. So who better to sit down with him this week than Nickelodeon's own young Dylan? Tonight, Jimmy G and the Niners look to keep on rolling as they take on Aaron Donald and company in Los Angeles. Find out who the guys think will be headed back to SoFi in 2 weeks to play in Super Bowl 56. All that and more when the NFL Today returns on CBS. The NFL Today on CBS is presented by Ram Trucks, GD Power's #1 brand in new vehicle quality, built to serve.
Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow are only 1 year apart, but there's a large gap in terms of experience. Of course, Mahomes has been here before many times, but that doesn't matter to Joe Burrow. Just like Mahomes, he's stone cold. More to come.
Today.
If you're a fan of football, this is what the season's supposed to come down to right here.
One game to prove the strongest.
Master Chief was enhanced and trained for one purpose.
Chase, catch and run for the win! He caught it!
Who is willing to fight?
You give people hope.
For team. For family. For humanity. Their drive is unrelenting and unstoppable.
When I touch the object, I know something. You can't do it any better!
Now, the future rests on their shoulders.
I see this as a new beginning.
Halo, a new series arrives March 24th. See the world premiere of the official trailer today during halftime of the AFC Championship on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
And welcome back, folks, and certainly that gets me fired up for this matchup today and excited for a halftime and the world premiere trailer of an all-new original series, Halo, that'll be streaming this March exclusively on Paramount+.
Wow, you can really dance. Wow, you can really dance. He went. They said we've both been dancing all this time. What a coincidence.
And there's Tyreek Hill. Oh, no. That is Jamar Chase. He knows how to dance, that's for sure. Now, throughout the season, Bengals rookie Jamar Chase has been wowing fans, both young and old. So this week, my friend and Nickelodeon's own Young Dylan had a chance to chat with the star wideout. They covered everything from teammate nicknames to the secret of a perfect grid.
What's up? It's your boy Young Dylan, and the NFL Today gave me the best assignment ever. I get to interview the Bengals star rookie wide receiver, Jamar Chase. Let's hit him up. What's up, Jamar?
Good, Dylan, bro. How you feeling?
Man, the Bengals look like a for real lit team. Why is that?
We lit because, we always having a lot of fun on the field. All that's making a bond with us. Once we bonding together as a unit, that's when the fun begins to start.
Jamar Chase doing the gritty.
I love your dancing on the field, man. When you hit that gritty on the field, man, it just look like magic.
Appreciate it, bro. I got more coming.
So can you give me some tips on how to make my gritty better?
When you're doing the gritty, you want to get on your heels, make sure your heels tapping. Basically, it's like tap dancing, but you're tapping on your heels. And just skipping forward on it, really, and just giving a little arm swing, throwing a little bees up.
I play youth football, and we always hitting the gritty when we win.
Burrow going deep into the end zone and caught by Chase. Oh, my goodness, what a grab.
Everyone calls Joe Burrow a bunch of nicknames. What is your favorite nickname that you call him?
I call him JB, but my favorite nickname, what everybody call him, is that Joe Burr.
Oh, yeah, I was just ready to say that. I love calling him Joe Burr because he's ice cold on the field, man.
Nah, that's my favorite one.
Can you teach me the Bengals who they chant?
Who they think gonna beat them Bengals?
Who they think gonna beat the Bengals? Nobody.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Jamar, for joining me, man. I'm definitely rooting for you guys to go to the Super Bowl. Good luck today.
Dylan, thank you, bro.
That was amazing. You see, Nate? That's how you do it. You should save me a seat at that desk.
That's right, Young Dylan. I got you. I'm warming up your seat for you to take my position one day. Here's the crazy thing. Jamar Chase is only 10 years older than Young Dylan. He is a young superstar in this league.
Wow, Jamar Chase, he's exceeded expectations when you talk about what he's done his rookie year. Of course, teaming up with his old college buddy, Joe Burrow. But let's play it safe. Let's keep our eyes on him. Let him catch the ball and rally for the tackle. Good luck. Watch as he catches the football, makes the move, and outruns the Kansas City secondary as, of course, he has the football in his hand. But then you change up. Well, let's try to play him man-to-man coverage. Listen, this guy's big. He's strong. He's physical against Kansas City. Outside against Ward. At the last second, just that little push gets him out of the way. He makes the catch. Look, this guy's got everything.
Yeah, you take him away. There's more guys. This guy right here, T. Higgins on the outside, Tyler Boyd on the inside. And you know what? You stop a great pass rush. You get the check down game, and you run the ball with this guy named Joe Mixon. He can do both of those. And I can see him lean on that to slow down this pass rush because pass protection has been an issue for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and how do you stop this offense? The defense for the Kansas City Chiefs are going to have to step up. And Tyrann Mathieu being back on the field, that helps. He's the quarterback of the defense. He's going to help stabilize that secondary. And then keep your eyes on L'Jarius Sneed. He's a playmaker, and he also has 7 pressures coming off the edge. So when you see him at the line of scrimmage, he's going to try to help bring a little bit more pressure to Joe Burrow.
In 2009, the Bengals hired Zach Taylor. They only won 2 games. In 2020, that led to Joe Burrow being the #1 overall pick. Last year in the 2021 draft with the 5th overall pick, they took Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
And they've rekindled that friendship that they had at LSU, and it's been unstoppable. Much like Patrick Mahomes has done here in Kansas City, Josh Allen's doing up in Buffalo, Joe Burrow is now doing it to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Let Young Dylan know you've talked with the likes of Barry Gordy and the rest. You can interview pretty well. There's no question. Hey, folks, if you can't tell, it's a big day for our guy Boomer and the Bengals fans everywhere. And joining us now to deliver a message to the entire Who Dey Nation, the host of the Jim Rome Show, which can be heard on CBS Sports Radio and simulcast on CBS Sports Network, the Hall of Famer himself, Jim Rome.
Hey, JB, I'm guessing nobody besides my guy Boomer Esiason is picking the Bengals, and I cannot figure out why. They have a generational talent in Joe Burrow. He has a phenom in Jamar Chase and a multitude of weapons that we know the Chiefs cannot cover. Plus, They just beat KC in Week 17. They're utterly fearless, and they will not flinch on the big stage. And most of all, I am not leaving my guy Boomer out here on an island all by himself. Yes, I am. I'm sorry, legend, but all good things must come to an end. And those turnstiles up front are not going to be able to protect Joe Cool. And I saw what Patrick Mahomes did to the league's best defense last week, so I know what he's going to do today, and it will not be pretty. I hope I'm wrong for your sake, Boomer, but I'm usually not. Who day, KC, today, JB.
Hey, look here, don't leave this guy out on an island by himself. He had the game-winning catch in overtime, that being Travis Kelce. Maybe more impressively, he orchestrated that 13-second drive.
The NFL Today is sponsored by Indeed. We help people get jobs. Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL, and by Ram Trucks, J.D. Power's #1 brand in new vehicle quality.
Time now for Pregame HQ delivered by Domino's. And folks, you know what? You could write a book with all the apologies owed to Patrick Mahomes, those coming after his slow start to the season. And now he's leaving no doubt that he is that guy. And just when opposing teams start to come alive, leave it to the Grim Reaper to put him to rest. And earlier this week, it was a meeting of the GOATs when the superstar quarterback sat down with our own superstar, Tracy Wolfson.
JB, whether it's guiding the Chiefs in 13 seconds to a game-tying field goal or orchestrating a nearly flawless overtime, Patrick Mahomes once again showing why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and also so unflappable under pressure. Now number 15 trying to take Kansas City back to the Super Bowl and regain that top spot in the NFL.
Kansas City wins it in overtime in one of the great divisional games of all time.
Hey, Patrick, they are calling it the greatest game ever. Now you've had some time to kind of digest everything. How would you describe what went down on Sunday?
It was definitely pretty awesome. To be in that environment, going against that team, quarterback of Josh's caliber, and find a way to win it in the end, and to be in Arrowhead and get to enjoy it with my teammates and the fans that have been with us from the beginning. I'll never forget that.
13 seconds, Patrick. 13 seconds. So what did Andy Reid say to you before that?
He said, when it looks grim, be the Grim Reaper. At the time, I didn't even necessarily take in what he was saying. I was trying to find ways just to win the game. But when you look back on it now, I mean, that definitely was a quote that will live on for ages.
Take us through the pass to Kelce. It was a little backyard football, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Right before the play, they called timeout. Kelce just looked at me and said, hey,
they play it like that seam is open.
I remember getting to the line of scrimmage and looking over there and seeing them and being like, hey, Kelce, just do it.
Down the middle. Oh, my goodness.
It worked out well for us.
The kick is good.
So then you go to overtime, and then the pass to Kelce in the end zone.
I had Kelce on one-on-one coverage. I just threw him up the ball, and he made a great play, got his feet down, and after that, it was celebration time.
Ball game! Chiefs to the championship game!
Celebration, elation, the place going nuts, but you still found a way to break away and sprint down the field to go find Josh Allen.
It was important to me because I had been in that position before, being in the overtime game and losing. To be able to go show him his respect, I mean, he deserved it after the way that he played. I pretty much told him we're going to do this a lot. This isn't going to be the end of our story of going up against each other. I mean, there's going to be a lot of great battles for us in our career. Hell of a game, right there. Hell of a game.
Andy Reid talked about the hunger getting back to the Super Bowl. He compared it to a piece of chocolate cake. How would you compare that hunger?
Yeah, I'm not a huge chocolate cake fan. I'll eat it, but I'm more of like a cookie cake or, a specialty cake type of guy. But, no, I mean, there's definitely a big hunger. Whenever you win a Super Bowl and then you lose one, that drives you to get back to that game again and get another chance at it. But we're not looking ahead. The Bengals have already beat us once. We have to give everything we have to beat them and get to that game again. But we have that hunger and we have that drive to do whatever it takes to get there.
Well, Tracy, great interview with Patrick Mahomes. And, you know, we talk about this guy. He's changing how quarterbacks are playing the position now in the NFL. And just a couple examples as he kisses his wife. Good luck before the game. How about this throw? The Dan Quisenberry submarine pitch to the Kansas City Royals. Goes up. He's been doing this his whole life, though. On the run, drops that arm angle. Man, makes my arm sore to watch it. But the accuracy and the power he throws with is just great. How about this? In the pocket. Does a good job of standing in there as the pocket collapse. Buffalo has the perfect defense for this pass. But Tyreek Hill's speed, Patrick Mahomes throwing the football with power and that accuracy once again, gets the touchdown for him. Look, he has it all, Coach. Intangibles, personality, and, of course, great talent.
Yeah, he's got a great coach. You talk about Andy Reid and what he's done through the course of time. His numbers speak for themselves, second only to Bill Belichick. You know, he's a great judge of coaches. When you look at his coaching tree, he surrounds himself with a bunch of teachers. The one thing I love about him is, as you look at this right here, is that he is a very calming influence in high stressful situations. I talked to him before the game, right about a couple hours ago, and he said, you know what, we were 3-4. We had to regain our edge. You know what? Andy Reid is a master motivator. His players respond to him.
Yeah, Andy Reid is also a great judge of talent. And one of those talented guys is Tyreek Hill. I know he's nicknamed Cheetah because of his speed, but he also has cat-like reflexes. He's so quick in and out of breaks. And when he catches a ball in stride, it's almost a touchdown every time. And this man right here, the hybrid wide receiver / tight end, he can do it all. If you don't disrupt him at the line of scrimmage, he's going to make a big play.
You know what, guys? Patrick Mahomes hasn't changed since he got here 5 years ago. He's the same guy. He's so even keel. Look at these numbers. They're staggering, and they're all here at Arrowhead Stadium. He's never had to go on the road, and that's where Joe Burrow's calmness and coolness is going to have to come in today if they're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right. Even with all the God-given gifts that Patrick Mahomes brings to the table, I love the fact that he wants to perfect the fundamentals. He's improving nicely. Hey, folks, if the Bengals want to make Mahomes uncomfortable, it all starts with 91, a franchise record 14 sacks on the year for Trey Hendrickson. They'll need him to wreak havoc today.
We're here to fight, man. Let's go.
Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2. I let one go.
Let's go get one that day. For the win. Cincinnati wins. Up again. They blocked the punt. Oh, my goodness.
5, 4, 3, 2. I let one go.
The NFL Today on CBS is presented by Ram Trucks, GD Power's #1 brand in new vehicle quality, built to serve.
Well, if last week was any indication, Chris Jones may have a chance to get reacquainted with Joe Burrow today. Jones had 2 sacks in the Week 17 matchup, but like last week showed, when the pressure heats up, Joe Cool has ice in his veins.
Welcome to California, where every night it's on.
Devo 10, Devo 5, touchdown!
We got that sunset, Hollywood,
Cooper Kupp, touchdown LA! He is sacked. Aaron Donald, he's pulled down by Nick Bosa.
Well, all year long, the NFC West was among the toughest divisions of football, so it only makes sense for the two rivals to take it up a notch for the conference crown. And out in the city of Los Angeles with the latest on round 3 of Niners-Rams, the outstanding Melanie Collins. Hello, Melanie.
Oh, hello, JB, and thank you. Hi, guys. Let's start with 2 of the more pressing injury updates for this game. Rams left tackle Andrew Whitworth, full participant in practice this week. He is good to go for this game. Niners left tackle Trent Williams, on the other hand, bit more of a question mark. He missed practice all week with that high ankle sprain, and he remains a game-time decision. Now, the crazy stat we've been talking about all week long, 49ers have won 6 straight games over the Rams, and much of that success due to their do-it-all wide receiver, Deebo Samuel, who's just been an absolute matchup matchup nightmare for opposing defenses. In the 2 games against the Rams this season, he has 1 passing touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown, and 2 rushing touchdowns. And guys, he is likely going to feel very much at home today in SoFi Stadium, as they are predicting about 65% of this crowd will be 49ers fans. So hopefully Matthew Stafford and that Rams offense have been perfecting the silent cadence all week long. For more on this matchup, let's send it over to Jim Rome.
Thank you, Melanie. Now, you know that rap that it's nearly impossible to beat the same team 3 times in 1 year, right? Not true. It does happen pretty frequently, in fact. 3 in a row, as Melanie just mentioned, the Niners have beaten the Rams 6 times in a row. They're looking to make it 7 today, and it could happen. It just better not. As I said here earlier this season, the Rams were going to build a $5 billion stadium, and they were doing it to host and play in the Super Bowl and to win it. Today, everything changes for one reason: Matthew Stafford. No, he's not Patrick Mahomes. He might not even be Joe Burrow, but he's also not Jimmy G. And they did not bring Stafford in just to get to this game. They brought him in to win it, and he will. He has to have it, and it says here he will get it because, like I said here back in November, that is how we do it in Hollywood, JB.
Well, the Hall of Famer is pretty definitive on that. So as a matter of fact, time now to deliver our picks with Game Day Delivery, presented by Amazon. Is Jim correct?
Well, you know, look, both teams in this game have tremendous pass rushers to go, but I'm taking San Francisco over the Rams 21-20.
I like the way Jimmy Garoppolo is playing. He doesn't turn it over. I like San Francisco 27-20.
You guys are out of your mind. Matthew Stafford is going to lead his Rams to a 24-21 victory.
Jim Rome is wrong once again. I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to take them 27-24. Love the 49er defense.
So, folks, tell me right here in front of all these Chief Nations fans, if you will, let me go to Phil. Will Kansas City return to the Super Bowl?
Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City offense, it's on fire. I take Kansas City today 30-21 over Cincinnati.
Patrick Mahomes gets a walk-off touchdown again. I like Kansas City 34-33.
It's going to be a close one. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, they step up big, but KC wins 38-35.
Once again, you guys are wrong. This is going to be a Cincinnati victory right at the end with an Evan McPherson three-pointer, 31-30 over the Chiefs.
All right, folks. So as we get closer to kickoff of the AFC Championship, there's no question that the time is now, as Tom Cruise explains.
Football. America's game. A sport that rewards hard work, sacrifice, dedication, and skill. A sport that challenges you to always get better, to never settle for second place. Because America doesn't root for the timid or the scared, or those who back away from the challenge. We root for the bold, the brave, the risk takers who will push to the very limits to succeed. Because after all, life is more fun when it comes with a little action. Today, 2 teams take the field. 2 teams who have personified what it takes to make it to the top. 2 teams who have outlasted their opponents, outsmarted the experts, and are prepared to prove once and for all who is the best of the best. The Kansas City Chiefs, a franchise coming off one of the most thrilling wins in playoff history, with expectations as high as the sky and the talent to bring them to a 3rd consecutive Super Bowl. Standing in their way, Cincinnati Bengals. A team that has spent the past year proving their critics wrong. A team who continues to shock the world. They are hungry. They're resilient. And they're determined to make this season their season. 2 teams coming off heart-pounding wins. 2 organizations on the edge of history. Both committed to being the best of the best.
To the championship game.
The stage is set. It's the Kansas City Chiefs against the Cincinnati Bengals in a dogfight for the AFC Championship. So let's kick the tires and light the fires, because the time is now.
Well, Well, if that doesn't get your heart pumping, a message from the Top Gun himself. A very special thank you to the superstar Tom Cruise. And folks, you can see more exciting action from him in Top Gun Maverick. That'll be coming to theaters on May 27th. But right now, I see my guys. They've been on big stages before. They're all fired up and looking forward to it. It is time now for what everyone has been waiting for here at Arrowhead.
Take a seat and buckle up. It's the AFC Championship game. Bengals, Chiefs, coming up next.